This call is now being recorded.
All right, for the first step, we need to identify the analysis procedure for our problem. Okay, so because our problem involves other structures other than buildings, which to be specific is a billboard framework. So according to the NSCP, the provisions for this kind of structures is from the section 207D. Section 207D of NSCP 2015. Okay? Now, for the second item, will be our occupancy category. Because our structure is doesn't involve in emergency, no, hindi naman siya kasama sa facilities for emergency purposes. Hindi rin siya standard occupancy. So we could consider that our occupancy category is occupancy category 5. Which is miscellaneous structures. Okay? So after we identify the occupancy category, we can now identify for the basic wind speed. Okay? So ano ba yung basic wind speed natin for our location, which is in East Rembo, Makati City, and with occupancy category 5. Okay? So, sino kaya ang ano? Read scan? Dito ba siya?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. So, ano yung ating basic wind speed? Again, our location is in East Rembo, Makati City, with occupancy category 5.
Wait lang po, mamanapin ko lang po yung...
Alright. Double time, ah.
250 kph po.
Okay. So our basic wind speed for our location of the structure is 250 kph. Or, ilan siya in meter squared? Remember, sa ating formula, ang ginagamit nating unit for the basic wind speed is in meter per second. Meter per second. So, ilan yung equivalent ni 250 kilometer per second sa meter per kilometer per hour sa meter per second. Ilan ang ano niya?
69.4 po, ma'am.
69.44. Okay? Okay, so meron na tayong value for our basic wind speed. So the next one would be will be the wind directionality factor. So sa anong provision ni NSCP siya mahahanap? Miss Adaho? Miss Adaho has left the meeting. Ayan. Miss Adaho?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Again, the question, anong provision mahanap si wind directionality factor?
Yung table po ba, ma'am?
Yeah.
Table 207A.6-1 po. Wind directionality factor, KD.
Okay. So it is located, or the provision for wind directionality factor is in table 207A.6-1. Tama? And for our problem, ano yung magiging value ng ating KD, Miss Adaho?
Doon po siya, ma'am, nakapaloob sa truss towers, ma'am. Tapos,
Towers and, again, go on.
doon po sa truss towers. Tapos po sa all other cross-section, ma'am. Kasi hindi po siya pa triangle, hindi siya square, tapos hindi siya rectangular. Bale,
Okay.
bale po yung KD niya is 0.95.
Actually, to be specific, hindi siya truss towers. Ibang figure siya. Sige, try mo ulit. Anong value ng ating KD? Hindi siya truss tower kasi hindi siya yung katulad ng mga telecommunication. No? Hindi siya considered as tower, considered siya as framework. So, ano ulit yung para doon?
Sa solid freestanding po, ma'am, 0.85.
Okay, so actually,
Hindi.
tama, 0.85, but to be specific, ang ating structure is considered to be a lattice framework. So, given na yun sa ating first problem. Okay? So, thank you, Miss Adaho. So, again, the KD will be 0.85 for our problem. Okay. So, for the next item that we need to identify will be the exposure category. So, saang provision galing si exposure category? Mr. Jerry Arimado.
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. So, anong provision sa NSCP yung para sa exposure category?
Sa exposure category po, ma'am, section 207A.7.
0.7. Okay. So, anong exposure category magpo-fall yung ating location? Again, the location of our structure is in East Rembo, Makati City. Okay, so
Dahil po nasa city siya, ano po siya, exposure B po.
again?
Exposure category B po. Kasi nasa
Okay.
urban, ano po siya, nasa
Okay, good. So our exposure category is exposure B. Okay, because ang location ng ating structure is in an urban, or to be specific, a metropolitan city. Okay? The next one would be the topographic factor. Okay? Okay, so anong section natin mahanap si topographic factor? Miss Pabrico?
Ano po ma'am, section 207A.8.2 po.
Okay. Section 207 8.7 sorry, 8.2. So anong value ng ating KZT?
1.0 po. Kasi
Bakit? Because?
sa flat terrain po siya. Flat lang po yung paligid.
Alright, sige. So ang value ng ating KZT will be 1.0 lang because the structure is located in a flat terrain. Consider the flat terrain yung location sa Makati. Okay? Now, we're going to identify now the gas effect factor. So for the gas effect factor, So, anong provision si cause effect factor? Ms. Bungar. Ms. Bungar?
Wait, ma'am. 207.A.9.2.
Okay. So, that's a section 207A.9.2. Okay, so what will be our formula for that? Remember, ang structure natin is a billboard framework structure or billboard lattice framework. So, mag-fall siya sa anong category, anong type of structure? Mag-fall siya sa flexible or dynamically sensitive structures. So, anong formula for that? Again, our structure is considered to be a flexible and dynamically sensitive structure. So, anong formula for that?
G sub. Wait, hindi ko nakakalimutan kung ano basa yung F sa baba.
GF. G sub F.
GF is equals to
Kaya mo yan.
0.925
Alright.
times 1 plus 1.7
7
I
Z bar. Sub
Z
C
bar.
bar. Okay.
square root of, sorry,
Square root of, it's okay.
G
G
Q squared
okay
times Q squared
times Q squared
plus G sub R squared plus I times R squared over
over
1 plus
1+,
1.7
1.7
G
G
V
GV.
I Z bar.
Okay. So again, the equation for our gas effect factor, specifically for flexible or dynamically sensitive structures, shall be computed using this equation. G sub F equal to 0.925 quantity 1 plus 1.7 I sub Z bar times the square root of GQ squared times Q squared plus GR squared plus R squared all over 1 plus 1.7 GV times IZ or I sub Z bar. Okay, so this is the equation. Oh, thank you, Miss Bongara. So this equation is equation 207A-9-10. Okay? Now, yung GQ natin, the GQ and GV will be equal to 3.4 and GR will be identified by the equation GR equal to square root of 2 times linear of a linear natural logarithm of, or ln of 3,600 and 1 plus 0.577 over 2 ln 3,600 and 1. Okay? Square root. Okay. Take note of this equation, no? Kasi yung equation na to is wala sa first printing ni NSCP. Okay? So this equation is only included dun sa second printing ni NSCP, but still the NSCP 2015 edition. Nagkaroon kasi ng second printing si NSCP and nagkaroon na rin ng additional formula, particularly sa gas effect factor, no? So this particular formula is for billboard structures. Hindi. Sorry. GR pala is still included in our ano. But for the billboard, the natural frequency N1 or N sub 1 may be estimated by this equation. So N1 is equal to quantity 32.62 over H times MA times R sub AO times P sub A times A sub A. Okay? So on the second printing of NSCP, this is the equation (207) A.9-11. Okay? Wherein MA or M sub A is equal to the square root of 1 over 1 plus Km times M sub R. Okay? Now, yung Km natin will be 2.6 for billboards. And MR natin will be 0.0 since walang nakakabit na appurtenances. Okay? So again, yung appurtenances, yung mga additional members or additional still members that is connected along the height of the structure or particularly sa mga towers. Okay? So the value for M sub R will be 0.0 since no appurtenances is attached. Okay, so take note of this equation. So, pwede na natin makompute, no, si MA. Yung MA natin is equal to square root of 1 plus yung KM natin, 2.6, and MR is 0.0. So, the value for MA will be, of course, 1.0. Okay? So, meron na tayong value for MA. Yung RAO naman, or the R sub AO is 1.25 times H over BO. Okay? So RAO is 1.25 quantity H divided by BO to the power of negative 0.2. Okay? So yung H natin is of course, ilan yung height natin? 24.5. And our BO is 1.5. So, computing the value of RAO, ilan yan? Mr. Aurelia?
Yes po, ma'am.
What will be the value for our RAO based on this equation?
20.41 po or 20.42.
Try mo ulit.
Ito po.
Again, that's 1.25
Ay,
times
ma'am.
H over BO to the power of negative 0.2.
0.771 po.
Okay. Another digit. Mag-ano tayo? Okay, so take note, ang gagawin natin sa lahat ng computation natin, we'll use three significant figures para halos magkakalapit yung ating values every time na magko-compute tayo. Okay, so another digit, Mr. Aurelia. Again, 0.71.
4 po. 71498.
Gawin na natin 715.
Yes po, ma'am.
Kasi three significant figures, yung pangatlo dapat i-round up mo din. Okay?
Opo. Opo, ma'am.
Alright. So, yung RAO natin or RA sub O will be 0.715. Na ang next natin, meron na tayong RAO, yung PA natin. Will be 1.0 for other condition. And A sub A will be 1.0 for service load or service level. So this will be our coefficients sa remaining ano natin. Okay, so kompleto na tayo, no? Meron na tayong MA, RAO, PA, and AA. So pwede na natin makompute yung value ng natural frequency for Billboard or the N sub 1. So again, the natural frequency for Billboard will be that will be 32. .62 times 24.5 times MA, which is 1.0, RAO is 0.715, PA is, or PA sub A is 1.0, and the A sub A is 1.0. Okay? So, ilan yung value niyan? Miss Bernadette?
0.952 po, ma'am.
Okay, 0.952
po.
Okay, good. So the value for our natural frequency is 0.952. That's for Billboard structures, okay? And because our natural frequency is less than 1, no? Sulat ko na lang. Now, since N1 is less than 1, which is 0.952, hertz. Hence, the structure is considered as flexible. Okay, and dahil flexible yung ating structure, balik tayo dun sa equation, no? Again, the GR will be the square root of 2ln 3,600 times the natural frequency plus 0.577 over 2 or square root of 2ln 3,601. Okay? So again, this provision is in, or this equation is equation 207. So for this equation, ano na lang bang yung kulang nating variable? So ang hinahanap na lang is yung N1, which is the natural frequency, wherein nakuha na rin naman natin, no? So meron na tayong value for the N1. So pwede na natin makompute yung GR. Okay? So simplifying this formula, our GR is 2ln and 1 ay 3,000 times 0.952 square root plus 0.577 over 2 ln 3,600 times 0.952. So, ilan to? Miss Atienza.
Ma'am, excuse po. Yung formula po ba, wala pong square root sa yung isa pong may yung 2ln, yung
May
over
square root.
ng 0. Meron po.
Meron.
Yung answer po ng GR is 4.095 po.
Again?
4.095 po.
0.95.
Opo.
Pare-compute daw ulit. Try mo daw ulit.
Wait lang po. Yes. Ma'am, 4.095 po talaga sa akin.
0.95. Ano tawag dito? Kinukumpute ba siya ng isahan o isa-isa?
Isa-isa po, ma'am.
Isa-isa.
Ay, isahan po pala.
Isahan.
Opo.
Right? Kasi, although malapit lang naman yung sagot, iba kasi yung LN 1,600 times
Ay, wait lang po, ma'am. 4.178 po.
Yun. Kuha mo. So the value for our GR is 4.178. Anong naging difference nun?
Yung quantity, ay, yung parenthesis po, ma'am, hindi ko po nasama yung isa.
Kaya pala. Okay, so
Nag-times po siya sa lahat ng ano po.
pag dumiretso yung ano,
Opo.
that's why. Oo, kasi yung 0.952 pasok siya doon sa natural logarithm,
3.6
di ba?
opo.
Yeah.
Opo.
So,
Nakakalimutan po yung isang parenthesis.
baka makalimutan, ano naman sa calcu, may malingat lang na isang or may magkulang lang sa equation nyo, mag-iiba na talaga yung value niya. So, take note of that. So, alam niyo na, fourth year na kayo, alam ko na-experience na rin karamihan na-experience na yan ng karamihan. So, again, take note. Lalo na pag we're computing na ganito kahaba, pag sa kalagitnaan, nagka-aberya na, so, damay na yan sa dulo. So, take note. Take note of that. Okay? Thank you. So, again, the value for GR will be 4.178. Okay? So, the next value we need to identify is the intensity turbulence or the I sub Z bar. Okay? So, the intensity turbulence the I sub Z bar, which is at height Z bar, shall be as okay, the equation for I sub Z bar is Miss Herungay. Hello?
Hello po, ma'am.
Hello? Yes, Miss
Hello po.
Herungay. Ano ang formula para sa ating intensity turbulence I sub Z bar at the height of Z bar? So,
I sub Z bar is equal to C
Mhm.
times the quantity 10 over Z raised to 1 over 6 po.
Okay. So, anong equation number niya?
Equation 207 A.9-7 po.
Okay. So, this is the equation 207 A.9-14. Ay, sorry. 7 pala. Sorry. So, 207 A.9 7. So this is in first printing So kung meron na kayong kopya or kung magkakaroon kayo or mababasa niyo yung second printing ni NSCP 2015 edition and yung windload manual na yung green book, no? So dahil nadagdagan yun ng equation dahil dun sa natural frequency for billboard, so naurong yung label or equation number na kailangan sa gas effect factor. So, sa first printing, yung equation ng ating intensity turbulence is nasa 207 or equation 207A.9-7. But sa second printing, nasa 207 na siya. 207, 9 times 9-11. So, sulat ko lang baka kasi some of you would encounter reading the wind load manual or the second printing. Kasi yung wind load manual, naka-base na siya sa second printing ni NSCP. Okay? So, sinulat ko lang for our reference lang. Okay? Now, sabi, the Z bar is the equivalent height of the structure defined as 0.6 h, but not less than Z minimum for all building heights, h. Okay. So, Z-min and C are tabulated for each exposure. So, tignan natin sa NSCP, no? So, based on the table 207A.9-1, yung Z-min daw or the minimum height used to ensure that the equivalent height Z bar is greater of 0.6 h or the Z-min. Okay? So, yung Z bar natin, no? Again, 0.6 times h daw siya. Okay? Sulat natin. So, si Z bar is 0.6 h, which is 0.6 times 24.5, which is equal to 9.6. And yung Z-min natin, based on this equation or this table, sa table 207A.9-1, again, ang exposure natin is in B, di ba? Nasa B tayo. So, yung Z-min natin for exposure B is 9.14. Susulat natin, Z is 9.14. These are both in meters. So, looking at the two values, ang mag-govern is yung value ni Z bar, which is yung 9.6 meters.
Ma'am, excuse lang po.
Apo.
Sa Z-bar po, ma'am, hindi po 14.7, ma'am, kasi 24.5 po yung H.
Ano yung lumabas?
14.7 po.
14.7. Sorry. Ito na pala ano ba? 14.7. 7, no? Okay, so still the Z bar will govern compared to Z min, which is 9.14 lang, no? Based doon sa table natin. So, ang mag-govern na value is 14.7. So, balik tayo doon sa table. Ang kailangan natin another variable na kailangan natin mahanap para sa intensity turbulence is yung value nung C. So, sa exposure B, ang value na ating C is 0.3. So, the value, so meron na tayong values no sa lahat ng variable natin sa I sub z bar. I sub z bar is equal to ano yung simplified or ano yung equation for that given na yung mga variables natin. Mr. Boksit.
Ma'am,
Yes?
yung sagot po, ma'am.
Ano muna? Yung equation muna. So, I sub z bar is equal to?
I sub z bar is equals to 0.3. I-substitute ko na pa.
Substitute muna.
0.3
Substitute muna.
Times 10 over 14.7 raised to 1/6.
1 over 6. Ano yung simplifying this equation? The value for I sub z bar is ilan?
0.281 po.
Okay. So again, the value for I sub z bar is 0.281. Now, nahanap na natin yung value for the intensity turbulence, the I sub z bar. Ang next nating hahanapin is yung background response or the Q, the value for Q. So, ang formula for ating background response Q is Q is equal to the square root of 1 over 1 plus 0.63 P plus H over L sub Z bar to the power of 0.63. Ulitin ko lang So this is the equation. So 7A.9-8, that's for the first printing of NSCP, and 9-12 sa second printing. So yung B natin will be the horizontal dimension measured normal to the wind direction, which is measured in meters, of course. The H is the mean height. So yung value based on our problem, no, the value for B is 9.15. Bakit 9.15? Balik tayo doon sa figure. Yung top width niya is 9.15. Okay? So that will be the value for B. And the H, of course, is 24.5. Again, the B is 9.15 meters and the H is 24.5 meters. Okay? Now, another variable na kailangan do sa equation ni Q is the L sub Z bar. Okay? So, yung L sub Z bar, L sub C bar is the integral length of scale of turbulence at equivalent height, which is measured, of course, in meter. So the equation for L sub Z bar will be L sub Z bar is equal to small cursive L quantity Z bar over 10 to the power of epsilon bar. Again, ano yung kailangan nating hanapin? Yung L, small letter L, and yung epsilon bar. So yung L and epsilon E bar. So ano yung value for that? Miss Jacinto?
Yes, ma'am. Yung sa L po, 97.54. Tapos yung epsilon bar po is 1/3.
Okay. So yung L o yung small letter L is again 97.54 meters, and yung epsilon bar is 1/3. Okay? So substitute natin. So that will be 97 times 14.7 over 10 raised to the power of 1/3. So ilan yun, Miss Jacinto?
110.906.
Okay. So the value for L sub Z bar is 110.906 meters. Okay? So, balik tayo dun sa hinahanap natin, which is yung Q. No? So, meron na tayong lahat na variable. Values para for every variable. No? So, pwede na natin makuha yung value of Q. So, again, the formula for Q the value for Q is the square root of 1 over 1 plus 0.63 times or quantity B plus H over L sub C bar raised to 0.63. So, ano yung simplified equation for this one? Mr. Fernandez?
Yes, ma'am. Wait ako, ma'am.
All right.
Oysters. That's 0.878.
Ano muna yung simplified equation? Pag napalitan na lahat ng variables sa equation, ang Q natin or yung equation natin for Q will be
Square root of 1 over 1 plus 0.63 times the quantity of 24.5 plus 9.15 all over 110.906 raised to 0.63.
all right. Ano ulit yung sagot mo?
0.878 po.
Okay. Again, this is 24 5 plus yung age natin, which is 9.15. 110.96. 11.63. That will be equal to 0.878. Okay, so the value for Q will be 0.878. Again, unitless. No, because this is just a factor. So the next value na kailangan natin i-determine is the value for the response resonant or the R. So dahil mas mahaba pa yon yung ating solution for the determination of the value of R. So we could pause our computation or solving of this problem dito sa part na to. Okay. So next meeting, we'll still continue the computation for this second problem, which is the wind load problem for Billboard framework structure. Okay, so I'm going to upload this later on. Ayusin ko lang, edit ko lang para maging PDF form siya. And I hope you're also taking notes, no? But of course, I'll upload the recorded video pag na-transfer na sa G drive ko. Okay? So, of course, pati yung PDF form nito, i-finalize ko lang or i-convert ko lang to PDF para ma-upload ko doon sa ating Google Classroom. Okay? So, yung mga hindi naka reside, so pwede ulit next meeting, no? So, sa Friday, continue lang natin yung discussion natin. So, may tanong so far na mukha naman nakakasunod lahat, no? So, may tanong? Walang tanong? Hello? Hello? Naririnig pa ba ako? Diyan pa ba kayo?
Opo.
Alright. So, continue lang natin next meeting yung ating computation. Okay? So, you may dismiss now and good evening to everyone. Okay?